Hi, Mike with Forever Rest Massage Chairs here. This is the FR7KS. We're going to show you how to remove the side panel of your chair if you need to remove it to get it in through a narrow door or just any narrow area or for any other reason. Obviously, there's a left and right side. When I say right side, we are talking about the right side when you're sitting on the chair. That would be the side with the secondary remote right here. Okay, left side would be this side. So again, if you're sitting on the chair, that would be your left side. You want to start by lifting the back pad that you see here. Okay, so you're simply going to lift that to the back. You can unzip it on the back if you want to completely remove it if you'd like. Don't necessarily have to, but I do recommend it just to get it out of the way. Once you do that, you're going to have this material here that I've already unzipped, exposing the mechanism, the massage mechanism there. So just unzip that, and you'll see the zipper. Don't remove it all the way. You might have a little bit of a hard time putting it back. So just unzip it enough to expose that, just like this one is. Okay. Now, after that, of course, before you start, make sure that your chair is unplugged and there's no power. So what you're going to do now is you're going to see a plate right down here on the left and right side. So there will be a plate here with two screws just underneath the arm massager towards around the elbow area right below on the frame. We've already removed the plate and the two screws on this chair just to speed up this video. Okay. One thing I should mention is when you remove or when you move the back pad towards the back, you're going to disconnect the heating cables. You see one right here and the other one on the other side. Don't forget to connect those back or you won't have any heat. Okay. All right. So going back to this, you're going to remove the two screws that are here. Okay. Like I said, we removed them, but you can see where they go. Be careful when you remove the plates that you don't lose the washers that are that come with the screw or screws. If you're simply going to remove one side just to be able to fit an inch or 2 inches through a door or something like that, I recommend you remove the left side. Again, left side as if you were sitting on the chair. This side over here, it's a little easier only because you don't have the cable that runs between the side panel and the frame of the chair for the secondary remote here. Okay. However, in this demonstration, we're going to remove this side just to show you that in case you do remove both or remove that one. We're not going to remove both. We don't need to. It's the same thing. So now, again, once you've removed those two screws that help hold the side panel to the frame there, you're going to come over here and you're going to see some latches with a red handle. Okay, right here, right behind the mechanism. The mechanism right here is going to be up here. Now you can see there's another latch right there that you'll need to unlatch as well, and it's hook. But it'll be a little harder to see because the mechanism will be on the top. So what I've done here is I turned the chair on, I hit the on button, and the mechanism, massage mechanism, the rollers, they started rolling down. As soon as they went down to that position there, right up the lower waist, I turned it off. But you can't turn it off with the remote or it'll come right back up. I had to turn it off at the back at the main power source. Okay. When you do that, it's very important that when you put this back together, you turn it back on, then off, and then back on again to reset it. Otherwise, the rollers will not roll back all the way up. Okay. So it's important that when you turn it off, that they roll all the way back up to the top. That is the ending position when the chair is off. Okay. If you have any questions about that or run into any issues, you can always email us at massagechairhelp@yahoo.com, or you can call us at 619-630-1440 or 619-628-9503. So once you get to this point and you've undone here the latch. Okay, you can see how this piece right here latches on to this hook. Okay, and the one on the bottom goes the opposite direction. Okay, so once you've done that, okay, there's one last thing. you're going to see a screw. There's a couple of screws back here. Okay, so way on the top, right here, there's some gold colored screws. You're not going to mess with those at all. That's to remove the top portion of the chair. Okay, below that, you're going to see some screw heads that are larger. Okay, that's for the guide. That's what guides and lets you know where the side panel goes. Okay, so you don't remove that one either. Okay, do not remove that screw. Now, below that, you see it, they should be gold, and we've already loosened this one right here. You do want to remove that one. There's one on the right and one on the left. If you're going to remove just one, obviously just one side, you only need to remove one of these. But don't forget that, or the chair won't, or the side panel will not come off. Earlier versions of this chair did not have that screw. And earlier versions of this chair also did not have the two screws with the plate underneath over here. So it was a little bit different, but the newer versions do have that. Okay, so you want to go ahead and remove that single screw right there that I'm pointing at. Okay, below that there's also screws, but that's just to hold a latch. Okay, so you don't want to touch those. Again, there's the ones on the top you don't want to remove. There's going to be one here, possibly one here as well. Those gold ones, those are to remove the top part where the speakers are and the shoulder massagers, the top part of the chair. Okay, but below that, you see the ones with the big head there, the big screw head. That's just to guide the side panel back in when you're getting ready. And I'll show you that in a bit. But below that, again, there should be gold-colored screws. That's the one you want to remove, one on each side. So right now we're going to remove just one since we're removing the right side. Okay. We remove the screw. Obviously, you can see it's gone right there. And now we'll be able to pull the chair. What you want to do is this front part, okay, you want to lift it up. Now remember, there's obviously two remotes on this chair. So you have the main remote, follow the cable, and you will have to remove it from here. Or you don't have to, I guess. You can move it to the side, but it's always the safest thing to do. So we're going to go ahead and remove that. Simply pull it apart, but grab it from the ends. Do not pull it from the cable. When you put it back in, it does go in a certain way, so make sure you don't just push really hard. You want to make sure that you get the right, you connect it correctly, okay? And then you can just remove the remote holder out of the way there. And then be careful, of course, with the cable here you're going to have. And you're going to have a similar connection. It's the same connection for the secondary remote that's up here. Okay, you're going to have the same connection. Once you move the side panel, you're also going to have air hose that goes to the arm massagers that you're going to have to disconnect. Okay, so let's go ahead and remove the side panel. When you remove the side panel, you're going to grab it from the arm right here where the arm massager is, and you're going to pull up. Okay, you're going to pull up. And then I'll show you the rest here. Go ahead and remove that for me, please. They're a little bit heavy, so you want to be careful. Okay, so you pull up like that, and as you can see, it comes apart very easily. And there's the air hose you need to disconnect. Okay, so you have a blue air hose. Just find the connection. Okay, and you just pull it apart. Might be a little bit tight, but don't be afraid. You just wiggle it and keep pulling, it'll come off. And then here's the connection for the other remote, okay, the secondary remote. What's important here on the secondary remote is that you see how it was before you remove the side panel, where it travels, that is the cable, okay, because when you pull it out, you know, there's a little bit of slack and whatnot. You don't want to have this get caught with the reclining mechanism, or you will possibly rip it. Okay, So side panel comes off now. Okay, so there are the latches. Okay, one side, the red one, the other one, again, is on the opposite side. The air hose and the connection for the secondary remote. Going over here to the frame. If you're moving the chair, if you need to lift it to the second floor, if you just bought it, this is also a good way to do it as far as, you know, if you don't have it in the box anymore. If you need to grab the chair, you never want to grab it from the side panels and lift the chair. You want to grab it from a frame. The frame, so this is a good area right here on the side, okay? And then you want to lift the foot massager up just the way it came and rest it up here, okay, to have the chair more compact, so to speak. Okay, so that's how you remove the side panel. It's really not hard, but I do want to show you one last thing, like I was showing you earlier over here on the inside now. Since the side panel is gone, at least on one side, you can see where the screw head is gone. That's the guide right there. You see the other one's still there. And let's look at the side panel. You want to turn that side panel this way so we can show. So let's look at the side panel over here. There we go. So there's the screw right here. So this is the screw that goes in. Okay. So right above the latch, that screw head right there is going to go again in here. Okay, and when you put these back together and you latch them, just look in the back, and you just want to make sure that the side panels on the back here, okay, the crease in here is as even as possible. Doesn't have to be 100% perfect. Because they do move a little bit. It's just natural like that with the weight and all that. But you just want to put them as close together as possible, but not too tight, or you might get some squeaking. Okay? It's okay to keep them a little bit of a gap, just a tiny bit between both of them, so you don't hear any squeaking when you're reclining and using the chair. Okay, so hopefully this was useful for you. And let us know again if you have any other questions. Remember, when you put it back, the opposite, very easy. Connect everything. There's 2 screws. Then the top screw all in the back as well, behind the mechanism. Turn the chair back on, and then once the rollers start moving, turn the chair back off on the back, and then back on, and then off again at the end with the remote. The rollers should end up at the top, okay, when it's all said and done. Hope this helps.